our many individual donors like you who made generous donation to participate in this evening functions. Thank you, everyone. Now, a couple of technical notes. I hope that there won't be any technical issues tonight, right? But you never know. This is technology, right? We are going with the internet technology, right? If you have any issue with the live stream, if the video freezes up, for example, try refreshing your browser. That will usually do the trick.
All right, so Rose, we're gonna.
Oh, okay. Go back to the beginning.
All right. So. All right.
So let's start over. There's a few people who joined us late, Rose.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm so happy to be here today. Welcome to the 2021 BCS Human Spirit Award. I'm Salt, and I'm the Division Director for Services for People with Disabilities. I'm happy to serve you tonight as your online host, along with my colleague, Shadia.
Hi, everyone. My name is Shadia Torres, and I'm the Director of Cortel Youth Supportive Housing for BCS.
Okay. First of all, thank you so much for participating in our live stream event tonight. We appreciate you being a part of our celebration. We've all been through so much over the last 18 months. One of the good things to come out of this pandemic is our ability to connect, right? As much part of this celebration as anyone who is here tonight in the ballroom, you are all just as important to be here tonight with us. The video chatting, we'd love to hear from you, so please go ahead in the chat. Put it in the chat why you support BCS, and we appreciate everything that you are doing for BCS.
We'll soon join the live stage program and our MC, Brian Vines. Tonight, we have 4 incredible honorees: Constance Christensen, American Express, Stephanie Batten-Bland, Nicole Hannah-Jones, as well as a special performance from the Farragut Dance Troupe, a wonderful group of young dancers who began practicing this summer at one of our BCS day camps. And of course, we'll also have an opportunity for you to join us, help manifest our vision of Brooklyn for all Brooklynites, have the resources, education, opportunities, and safety they need to thrive. We envision healthy and sustainable communities where members are engaged as leaders, neighborhoods draw from their strengths, and generations flourish together. So get ready, because at any time during the stream, you can text Brooklyn to 41444 and make a donation, and you're helping BCS to achieve goals. Once again, to donate, text Brooklyn to 41444, or if you're watching this on our website, just click donate button at the top of the screen. Every donation makes a difference in the lives of many, so please be as generous as you can.
Thank you, Shadia.
Okay.
Speaking of generosity, I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, without whom tonight will not be possible. And of course, thanks to our many individuals donors like you who made generous donations to participate in this evening event. Now, a couple of technical notes. I hope that there won't be any technical issues tonight, but this is virtual, you never know, right? But we never know what's going to happen with technology. So if you have any issues with the live stream, if the video freezes up on you, for example, trying your browser, refresh your browser, that will do the trick.
So tonight, kick back and relax as we celebrate. Oh, we have our young people coming in.
There's the dance troupe. There's the dance troupe.
We're getting ready to have them, so we're so excited.
Hey, gang, wave to the people that are online. Wave, yeah, all right.
So tonight, kick back and relax as we celebrate the strength, resilience, and creativity of our community in BCS. Our theme for tonight is the experience and vision to meet this moment. Our honorees exemplify this, and BCS does too. And tonight is the moment to celebrate it all. Thank you for attending, and welcome to the show.
We're online. You want to say?
our theme this year, the experience and vision to meet this moment, tells the story of BCS. In reaction to every major crisis in New York, BCS has been there. When there was influenza, polio, tuberculosis, BCS was there. When the world was suffering from the Great Depression, BCS was there. 2020, when COVID hit, we were there, ready to assess the needs of the community and provide the goods and the services that people needed. BCS is there. BCS is a collection of people. It's the clients that we serve every day, the families who benefit, the staff, and all of the people who volunteer. Not to mention the many people who donate to make us as strong as we are today. It's a time to really reflect on what it means to be a part of a community, what it means to be part of a democracy. I think of those things as being something bigger than yourself. Tonight is your opportunity to demonstrate that. It's the time. Let's do this.
All right, I promised you that I would be back, and we are back. Welcome, welcome, welcome again. That was amazing. Just a little taste of the work that BCS has done since its inception right up until this very moment. So thank you again so much for being here. Thank you for that video that illuminates a little bit of the reason why we're all gathered here tonight. So is anyone here from Brooklyn? All right, I'm in the right place. Thank you so much. And for those of you who aren't, welcome, welcome. We're happy to have you in the room as well. My name is Brian Vines. I'm going to be your MC tonight. And before I begin reading some of the wonderful things that the amazing staff at BCS has made sure that I underline, I want to say just personally, I apologize, number one, because my voice is about 70% there, because this is the first time they've let me out of the house in so long. And I've been talking so much, and I'm wearing pants that don't have elastic in them. So thank you for having me this evening. We did this about 2 years ago, and the moment that I got the call with the date from the amazing team at BCS and said, hey, would you mind coming back? I said, yes, I will be there. Let me out. And like I couldn't think of a better reason to put on real pants and leave my house tonight. But before we do go on, I'm going to steal a second, and I'm looking at this table over here with our illustrious president. But I'm looking at a special young man over there, Liam. I'm looking at you. Can I get you to come over here for a second? Can we send Liam over? Now, some of you have had the great sense to compliment my suit, and I thank you. I appreciate it. Again, I have on pants that don't have an elastic waistband for the first time in a year, but I realized there was a race for second place. This is Liam, and as I said, it's a race for second place. How sharp is he? Right? Okay, go sit down. There's enough competition when the lights come on. So again, thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it. You are absolutely in the right place. And on behalf of the BCS Board of Directors and its entire phenomenal staff, thank you so much for joining us for the 2021 Human Spirit Awards. All right, this is a celebration of community that is uniquely Brooklyn. And our theme for this evening is the experience and the vision to meet this moment. And the first time I read that and they told me that was the theme, I was a little taken aback to really just sit with that for a second. The experience, right? And the vision to meet this moment. And what that moment means for so many of us coming together this evening and just meeting the challenges that we've all faced collectively as a community. And I'm so happy to be aligned with people who do have the experience and the vision to really make an impact and continue to make an impact. So thank you to BCS for having me. Thank you to all for being here. And that video that we just saw does tell the story. It shows you just a little about some of the amazing work that BCS has done across Brooklyn. 155 years later, we're all together in this room for that mission that continues to empower children and families, youth, individuals, and adults to overcome any obstacles that they face. And I just want to let you know that BCS will continue to partner and do amazing work in the community to ensure that we all have the opportunity for education, jobs, safe and affordable housing, as well as quality healthcare and wellness programs. They're able to do this at BCS by offering over 40 programs at more than 20 sites across Brooklyn, serving more than 20,000 Brooklyn residents. That's an impressive number, 20,000, but it only matters person to person. And that interaction that they have and the personal touch that happens at BCS make them unique in a world of people who are doing well. And they're doing good and doing well at the same time for those 20,000 people. And that ripple effect just crosses so many communities and folks that are really happy to be included in the BCS family of conspirators, myself included. So this year's gala theme, BCS, it celebrates their legacy of service and the commitment to continuing that legacy through the challenges of today's time. And they are many, but we are definitely apt to meet them and succeed with the support of folks like you in the room and those who are watching. This is an in-person gathering, as I alluded to earlier, as well. Yeah, in person. Amen. We all wore our masks here. We did the little vaccine check when we came in, but there are also people who are watching online who I encourage to be generous and call up your friends and get out your Insta, face pages, wherever you live, and let the people know that you are supporting BCS in the work that they do that's so vital, and continue to support and share. We take Bitcoin. If you got a check, whatever you got, we're happy to have. Just get over that inertia of reaching for it. I'm here to tell you, just do it. Just do it. So in the interest of keeping the program moving, I just want to thank everyone for being here and say we're excited to celebrate tonight. We've got some phenomenal honorees who are really within the mission and vision of what happens here at BCS. And of course, we're going to learn more about the vision and the future of the organization. And here to tell you more about this is BCS's visionary president, a groundbreaker and a history maker herself, the executive director and president, Ms. Janelle Ferris. Welcome, Janelle, and this amazing dress.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you. Welcome to the Brooklyn Community Service 2021 Human Spirit Awards. Thank you. I'm honored to be here with you tonight, especially after all that we've faced together over the past 2 years. It's been a doozy. It's good to see so many of you in person, and I am grateful for every single one of you who is watching us online tonight. Brian, our MC, thank you, Brian, spoke to you about our theme tonight, the experience and vision to meet this moment. And through his words and the opening video, you've heard a bit about our history and you know a little bit about our experience. What I'd like to talk to you about now is what we mean when we say this moment. Much like the era over 155 years ago, at this moment, our democracy is at stake, with racism at the heart of the battle. The reality of systemic racism is palpable today. And as we recognize and grapple with it, voting rights, the rights of women, indigenous people, Asians, and more are being trampled. The pandemic is proving a stage for Americans to further establish battle lines of difference. As the widening wealth, education, health, and opportunity grows into chasms. Add to that a challenging economy, climate change, and an ongoing pandemic, and you have the backdrop for this moment. These are serious times. And as we have done in the past, indeed, as we have done over the past 2 years, BCS will rise to meet the growing needs of the community that we serve. Thank you. But I admit to you now that we must do more. In these times, we must work to foster change in the very systems that serve us all. You know, there's a saying that it is always darkest before the dawn. And change theory supports that as truth. Whenever you are trying to make substantive change, the hardest part is in the midpoint, when it is the darkest hour. And that is when you've got to push harder than you ever pushed before. And so now we must seek higher wages for our essential employees. We must ensure that our workforce programs lead to jobs that create living wages. We've got to create pathways out of poverty and into the middle class. We have to ensure that our children are prepared for the digital age. And we have to make sure that our leaders are prepared. Our youth are prepared to lead. They must have the means and the mindset to solve problems that exist in their communities. Thank you. We must ensure that we take the measure of this moment and understand the bias that underlies the systems that serve us. And we must raise our voices to engage in the movement that will lead to change. I am so proud to work with a board of directors and staff who champion these ideals. I am so proud to work with you because together with your support, we stand as a human service organization that will actively work to achieve our social justice mission. And I thank you for that. Tonight, we gather to acknowledge our experience and to breathe life into our vision and to celebrate with you the hope that our vision brings. Our four extraordinary honorees fill me with hope, as do every one of you who have joined us tonight. Your critical support and our honorees' aligned work meet this moment with alacrity. You are the fuel for the vision of a Brooklyn for all, where everyone has access to clean water, food, housing, education, and employment that they need to thrive. And for that, I thank you. I would also like to make, please, thank you. Big applause for that. Thank you. I would also like to thank and make a special thanks for tonight's sponsors. We couldn't do it without you. And this evening is made possible by the Christensen family. Shout out to American Express. Alan Gallo. Thank you. Sean Austin. Thank you. Island Allies. Citibank. Industry City. And Ernst & Young. I would read more, but I don't want to take up too much time, so I hope you will please look at that lovely program that you have in your seats and learn more about these and the many more who have enabled this special night. And now, it is my great pleasure. Are you ready for some entertainment? Tonight, we are about to be dazzled by the amazing, energy-filled, and talented entertainment, the Farragut Dance Troupe. This troupe of young dancers met this summer at our community summer camps and have been practicing. And they beat out the competition of all of our summer camps. And today they would like to show you what they know. We are so proud to bring them to the stage. Can I hear it for the Farragut Dance Troupe?
One, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock it. We're gonna rock it tonight. We're gonna rock. Around 10 o'clock tonight, we're gonna rock. Around 10 o'clock tonight, we're gonna rock. Around 10 o'clock tonight, we're gonna rock. You already know. We about to rock around the clock, around the tick-tick-tock. We about to rock around the clock, tick-tick-tock. We about to rock around the clock, around the tick-tick-tock. We about to rock around the clock. One, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Tick-tock, we about to rock. Tick-tock, we about to rock. Tick-tock, we about to rock. 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 Oh, she rocky rocky. Oh, she ticky tacky. Oh, she rock. Oh, she rock. Oh, she ticky tacky. Oh, she rocky rocky. Ticky tacky. Ticky tacky. You already know. I wanna rock, rock, a 2 o'clock rock, a 3 o'clock rock, a 4 o'clock rock, a 5 o'clock rock, a 6 o'clock rock, a 8 o'clock rock, a 9 o'clock rock, a 10 o'clock rock, 11 o'clock o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock. Without the rock, without the rock, without the rock, without the rock, 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 rock,
I've never felt so old and inflexible in my life. Who wants to see my pants split? Like, okay, that was amazing. One more time for the Farragut Dance Group. They can hear you out there. So good. So good. Okay, let me just find my place. They got me all messed up here. So, are you enjoying your dinner? There's bread pudding on the table. A little clap for the wait staff who is taking care of us all around. Okay, Brian, let's get this underway. That was an incredible performance. Now I want to introduce you to tonight's first award winner. And they are going to be receiving the award from a person who is doing a lot of work at BCS, who happens to be assuming the role of chairperson there. So it's my pleasure to introduce right now Sean Austin, the chairman of the BCS Board of Directors. Get on up here, Sean.
Good evening. As Brian said, I'm Sean Austin. I am grateful to be here this evening. This is my first Human Services Gala as board chair. And I'm grateful to be here because this is my first gala, in a year and change. So I'm glad to be out. Unlike Brian, I'm not into the elastic pants, but I feel where you were going with that. So thank you, everyone, for being here this evening. I'm honored to introduce tonight's first award recipient. This award is presented to Constance Christensen, an incredibly long-time philanthropist in Brooklyn and an over 30-year supporter of BCS. Her involvement in private and public institutions across Brooklyn and New York are remarkable, and currently includes the Board of Trustees at the Brooklyn Museum of Art, the New York City Art Commission, Brooklyn Hospital, Theater for a New Audience, and Citizens Committee for Children of New York, and my personal favorite, BCS. Constance has a seemingly insatiable passion for investing in her community, and her support has given an impressive, long-standing, and direct impact to countless Brooklynites. Let's watch her video to learn more.
Hi, I'm Connie Christensen. I retired from the practice of corporate tax law because I was really bored. I started looking around for things to do. And a few years later, I went on the board at Brooklyn Museum, and I'm now a director emerita. A little while later, I went on the board of the Brooklyn Hospital and was there for about 8 or 9 years. I had already gotten involved in Citizens Committee for Children. And we started back then adding BCS to our annual contributions. When I think of community and community service, I always thought in terms of shelters and food kitchens and things like that. But what I found out was that there was a good deal more to helping people. It's not just handouts. It's not just helping someone today or, feeling sorry for someone. It's looking at people and saying, what can we do to help them make their lives better, to make up for losses, for lack of opportunity, for barriers that came before. BCS is very focused on where they can provide the most help and what the neighborhoods are saying to them about what they need and where they need it. It just opened up my eyes to what could be done and what they were doing. Brooklyn is a very special place. There is so much diversity. I think that the people of Brooklyn care deeply about the community and really work on it. I can't imagine living anywhere else.
So on behalf of BCS, I'm honored to present the Philanthropic Leadership Award to Connie Christensen.
Well, if I unfold something and I put my glasses down, you're all going to go, oh dear. But I need my glasses and it's very short. When I was asked to do this, when Janelle came to me, and I hope you listened to what Janelle said, and I mean listen, and that's something that is overlooked often in all kinds of things we do, is to really listen to what people are saying and think about it and not just immediately respond. When after she'd asked me and I said that I would do it, I was talking to a friend and commented that this was coming up. And her response was, "What are they honoring you for?" And I said, well, actually, I'm being honored because I'm Elizabeth Christensen's mother. And I think that's probably the reason. For the few of you in the room who might not know, Elizabeth is vice chair of the board, and I think was probably one of the youngest board members to come on a few years ago. And I am thrilled that she has that she made up her mind that it was important to be involved in the community in a very basic way, and that she chose BCS. I followed BCS since the early 1970s when we first moved to Brooklyn, and I never lost sight of it, just as BCS has never lost sight of its mission of care in the larger community of Brooklyn. I am very honored and pleased to be a recipient this year of the 2021 Human Spirit Awards. And I thank you all very much for coming and for supporting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Connie. Just one more round of applause for Connie. She makes her way to a seat. We really appreciate you and the impact. And with that, I'd like to invite Janelle back to the stage, please.
I'm back. And this time, it is my great pleasure and privilege to introduce our next honoree tonight, an organization that has been a longtime supporter of BCS, American Express. We're honoring them tonight for their vision and mission to support nonprofits, because they believe that this kind of support creates sustainable and equitable communities. It encourages civic participation and empowers the next generation of strong and diverse leaders. And empowers the next generation, whoops, I just said that. Still true, as he said. To put it in their words, American Express's mission is helping others to achieve theirs. Through all their charitable work, American Express has been able to expand the impact of organizations across the globe, as well as right here in New York City and Brooklyn. With the American Express Leadership Academy for nonprofit and social leaders, numerous grant programs that support local businesses and Black-owned businesses, their support of grassroots and volunteer initiatives on the ground level, and much, much more. We are heartened by their corporate citizenship and support of our own growth. And so it is my honor to support and honor to present our Corporate Leadership Award to American Express. An arm, accepting the award on behalf, which I do not seem to have. Thank you. On behalf of American Express is Alan Gallo, the Chief Audit Executive of American Express and current member of the BCS Board of Directors.
Well, Janelle, thank you so much for the lovely introduction on behalf of my longtime company, but I also want to thank you especially for your outstanding leadership of this amazing organization. And for all the members of the BCS staff here tonight, I want to start by saying you have my eternal gratitude as a New Yorker, as a Brooklynite, and yes, as a longtime employee of American Express, which is proud to be a sponsor of tonight's gala. And it, throughout its long history, has taken service to the community so seriously, as Janelle mentioned. There aren't too many New York institutions that go back further than BCS, but American Express is one of them. Not that it's a competition, but she is one of them. American Express, founded in 1850, we had a little horse and buggy express delivery business, and we had our horse stable on Vesey Street in downtown Manhattan, the same street where our global headquarters building still stands. We've obviously seen so many versions of good times and bad times come and go over the decades. We've seen the New York skyline rise above us over the years. Tragically, 20 years ago, we saw an important part of that skyline crumble at our doorstep. But throughout all these trials, we've always stuck with New York. All the tribulations, including the most recent ones, we've always placed our bet on New York City. And our confidence in New York and our commitment to New York has been rewarded as the city's resilience and diversity has enabled us to fulfill our purpose of providing great service to our customers, a long Amex tradition that we are extremely proud of. And we know that this doesn't happen in a vacuum. We know that strong businesses, big and small, require strong neighborhoods. Neighborhoods where people feel like they can heal, they can thrive, and they can grow. And nobody does more to make that happen in my hometown of Brooklyn than BCS. With a tradition of service that, like Amex, goes back over 150 years. Not as long as Amex, as I mentioned earlier, but quite a long time. BCS remains a force for good in our communities and a source of strength for our neighbors. So on behalf of my Amex colleagues here with me tonight, and also the 65,000 Amex colleagues all around the world, all of whom also rely on the communities where they live and work. Thank you, BCS, for having the experience and vision to meet this moment, and for setting a standard of excellence for supporting our communities and helping our neighbors. And know that we are very, very proud to support you. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you so much to Alan and the folks at American Express. We really appreciate you, your board membership, and the support that you offer. So we're going to keep things moving now. Everyone's good? Yeah? Checking in. The drinks are flowing. You ready for the auction later? Okay. So right now, I am thrilled to introduce tonight's next honoree. I'm looking at her right now. She's at the table here. Stephanie Batten Bland. Stephanie is a choreographer and the dance company director with New York City roots. She was raised in New York City and she created company SBB in Paris in 2008 and established a second branch in New York City in 2011. Her work and collaborations have graced the stages of the Lincoln Center, the Juilliard School, the Brooklyn Museum of Art, the Singapore Frontier Danceland, and the American Center for Art and Culture in Paris, just to name a few. Now, Stephanie has also been featured in publications including the New York Times and Dance Europe and more. And in addition to that, Stephanie's work examines how art intersects with reality, and she dares us to examine how we each play a role in our community. So I'm going to invite you right now to watch a little video about just what inspires her.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Batten Bland. I'm a choreographer and movement director. What inspires my work? Really life. Something as simple as watching two people hold hands down the street. Well, gee, what is that act of holding hands? What are we actually talking about? We're talking about touch. And then that starts this kind of snowball effect. What came to me during COVID, I think moving into the conferencing platforms, just that act of reaching out, it reminded me how sacred touch is and how special it is and how important performance is, that it be just embedded into your everyday lives. I think what's really important when we're in the arts is wherever we're landing or wherever we're going, I like to think of like the baton of lineage and how are we moving forward but knowing everything that we're carrying with us. So what we do will be with young people, not just exposing them to the arts, not because it's going to help them with their math, but because expression and imagination is important in life. I think parents are, of course, I think the first level of introduction to the fighting spirit of self. I think then next, it's everything that surrounds you. So with whom are you engaging as a little person? What are you seeing around you? I watched my parents go through feast or famine. I watched my neighborhood get completely gentrified, and yet I still saw art in the street. I still saw people go into studios and be in enormous concert halls or on stages, and that was normal. I feel my community is my city. I see that Brooklyn has a power to protect its space still. Organizations like BCS, it's a place that you can depend on. And I think, especially during COVID and as we're starting to build back, really cultivate a special and supportive livelihood for everyone that lives there.
Now, with the power vested in me by BCS, I'm thrilled to present the 2021 Arts and Cultural Leadership Award to Stephanie Batten Bland. Congratulations.
I think Janelle said it best when she spoke about experience. When I'm thinking about how do we validate who we are, how do we render ourselves normal in spaces, it's because we see ourselves in spaces. We see ourselves in places, and we see value in the place that we hold in that space. Janelle saw that in our work. It was a complete surprise, and that's kind of fascinating for an organization, an institution that is of such grandeur and of such importance and is so embedded into space and place, but at the same time it's not, because that's what we do. we understand energies, we understand young people, we understand an entire age group, an entire life cycle, and we see that there is spontaneity within that, and we know how to seize upon that, and that's what this organization does. And she realized that what we were interested in doing and what we enjoy doing and what we love doing is well really just saying that we have the right to be in whatever that is and in whatever stage and phase of life that is, and how absolutely meaningful that is. Whether it's the children who actually got to come and see us, you saw some of them, that actually got to come and see us at Lincoln Center, that might not normally see all of this at Lincoln Center, and how meaningful and what that means to see themselves reflected is what brings me the most joy, and the most, I guess what really touches me the most in this is that she saw it in us. For that, I thank you. And I really celebrate this moment, and I thank you all for celebrating us.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Congratulations. So right now, I just want to take a second to think about this last 18 months or so that we've all experienced and lived through. The last 18 months has been filled with extraordinary challenges, and BCS was there for the community throughout it all. There were no days off. The folks at BCS kept showing up and meeting the need wherever it was, however it presented itself, authentically in the way that they've done for the last 150 years, like Amex a little bit. So in this video that we're about to see, we're going to learn a little bit more about the work that BCS has undertaken throughout the pandemic and what they're doing now. So please have a look.
Quarantine, state of emergency.
We're becoming crushed under a tidal wave of unfathomable numbers.
New York City closes its schools, bars, and theaters.
New York City alone now accounts for about a quarter of all confirmed coronavirus cases in the U.S.
Some of the words I could use and the feelings was scary, worried.
Chaos. It was an incredibly difficult time.
You couldn't even go to the grocery store normally.
Oh man, I'm not going to see my kids anymore. One common denominator that we saw is that many people said, I'm lonely.
People's needs have changed during COVID. The Prosper Plaza Community Center offers the free grocery distribution every Monday. Food in general is a great need over here. When I first came, there is a group of seniors that are wheelchair bound. So what we started doing is delivering food. We found out that the library is closed. So we had a bunch of books here. Prior to COVID, they didn't have it. So during COVID, they responded to that need. They started it. Your work has to benefit the community.
Hotel U is an apartment building with 76 units, and 46 are supportive housing units for young adults. They are living with severe mental illness, co-occurring disorders, going into then our young adult supportive housing. I always thought that BCS was really cool because it didn't really matter how old you were. If you needed support, you could find support. Prior to COVID, people who applied for this level of housing would do their interviews in person. So we had to be very innovative. We somehow managed to help 130 adults transition to virtual groups and virtual sessions, even virtual medication management. Meeting people where they are is incredibly important when you're providing some type of support, whether it's your mobile shower bus, meeting people where they are.
On this bus, we provide showers, we give out kits, give out toiletries. My favorite thing is seeing the people's reactions, because a lot of people, they appreciate what we do, and there's a lot of people that don't have the opportunity to shower. So for us to be able to provide free showers and free clothing, that means a lot to me, you know?
We have a new pilot program, which is visual arts focused. The participants are making murals inside their community centers. So taking photographs, they print them out at a large scale, and then they use them to produce the mural. So learning loss, it's a term that existed before the pandemic, and you would usually think about it as like a summer break. These disruptions have provided a sort of a gap in sort of student academic success. What's happened during COVID, of course, is there is massive disruption to students. Teachers haven't worked in this context before. Students haven't learned in this context before. So at BCS, our goal is to try to make our education programs as rigorous as possible so that we can support schools and teachers in helping students overcome some of these challenges. It's an exciting time to be at BCS. There is a big vision around education.
When being a child, kids love to talk about what they do and they love to show off their work. And the fact that this mural project gives them a chance to learn new skills, implement them, and actually show it off to the community. They're excited and I'm excited. And I love to see their reaction. You don't have to just be outside. You don't have to be in trouble outside. You come inside the center, it's safe. We're welcoming everyone with open arms. And no matter what, we love you, all of you guys.
Carrying out the missions by empowering the communities, the youth, the families, and especially people with intellectual disabilities and those that are living in poverty. We tailor the lesson based on the need of the individual. There's a real hunger for the participants to learn and wanting to learn. You don't think about yourself. I didn't think about myself. We can help them. We can elevate and empower each other throughout this time.
Thanks for your support throughout the past year, because we couldn't do what we do without you. You give us the power to meet this moment. And now is the time to give us the fuel to make our work possible.
We are BCS.
We are BCS.
We are BCS.
You can make a difference.
Thank you. We are BCS. We are BCS.
We are BCS!
Thank you.
Yes, we are BCS, but you are BCS. We have went through a lot the last couple of years, right? You know, it was overwhelming, frustrating, but together we work as a community and we support each other to thrive. We support our clients. So this is why you are here today. This is why this gala is being hosted tonight, because of your support. So we thank you.
We're counting on you for this event to raise $300,000 for the wide array of services that BCS provides to Brooklynites. What can I count on you for? If you are so moved, please make an additional donation now. Your donation of $100, $250, $500, or whatever works for you will go a long way to support the programs that you saw in this video, addressing food security, housing, mental health, education, and so much more. To donate, simply text Brooklyn to 41444.
So this is your moment to thrive. This is your opportunity. Text Brooklyn 41444. You will get a message back giving you easy instruction on how to make a donation in the amount that moves you to right now. And in the chat, if you can put in the chat and let us know why you are donating to BCS. I'd love to give you a shout out during this live stream. So please make a donation.
Let's see how things are going with our attendees at One Hotel Brooklyn Bridge. And remember, we'll be in the chat. Thank you again for your support.
Just starting out, which was in about 2002, I was sent to the Central Park Zoo. And the job that night was to auction off the right to name the new baby hippo. Is anybody connecting the mother-in-law part to the baby hippo part? All right, so for those of you who really have, your pants are really tight, somebody in Manhattan, they would never do this in Brooklyn. Somebody in Manhattan paid $50,000 to name the hippo after his mother-in-law. So that was 2002. 2002 was 21 years ago. It was 20 years ago after what I thought would be the worst thing to ever happen to us. And then 2020 happened. And I was thinking on my way over here, and it took a while, a lot of traffic in a post-pandemic world. So I had a lot of time to think, and I was thinking that throughout of these things, which keep happening, which by the way, the third thing is on the way in here, I got an alert that Apple has like some massive spyware, and yeah, so don't worry about using paddles. We have everything. We have your social security numbers. We know, we have your prison record. We've got it all. So don't worry about giving us any information. But in the midst of, as all of these things keep happening, I've always had a net. I'm here because of my net. My net is these two tables. I am unbelievably lucky. My children are unbelievably lucky. And not everybody is lucky. And everybody needs a net. And so, and I don't mean some chick named Annette. That came off weird. In my head in the cab, that was different. Everybody needs a net. Everybody needs somewhere to step in and save them. And that's what we're here to do tonight. So I do hope, we've had Brian tell us to raise our voices. We had my mother-in-law tell us to listen, which I would really do that if I were you, because I do what she says. But listening is the most important thing. Actually, there's one more important thing, which is to raise your paddles. So the reason that I'm here tonight is because we're going to form a net. And we're going to do it with one of the most basic things in the world, not crypto. American Express points, I believe, are being accepted. Yes, yes. We are going to do it with old-fashioned wampum. We are going to do it with dollars and with all the resources that we have in this room to continue the incredible work of this organization. So here's how it works. The good news is I'm not selling you a trip because you can't go anywhere. I'm not having you buy a chef to come into your kitchen and cook for you because you're not sure he's vaccinated. I'm not even going to sell you a puppy because I think they've run out of them. And I have actually sold live animals on stage. What we are doing tonight is very, very, very simple. We are just going to give money. And we're going to do it in I think, one of the most sincere and lovely rooms I've ever been in. So it's very easy. You all have one of these at your table. If anyone want to demonstrate for me, $50,000, thank you. $100,000 from you, great. You guys are old hat at this. This is terrific. We are going to do 4 levels, okay? So there are going to be 4 opportunities. We're going to start at $1,000. We are going to work our way down from there. I would urge everybody to take a moment. I know after these past 2 years, you're like, I don't need another moment. I'm good on moments. I've had a lot of moments. But take a moment, really seriously. As my mother-in-law was saying, listen and think about, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what each of the levels does, and you can think about what it means, what that money would mean in your life and what it might mean in the life of somebody else. So we're going to start off at $1 million. No, we're going to start off at $1,000. And doesn't that sound so much better after I said $1 million? We're going to start off at $1,000. I know I get confused when my husband's in the room because I do weird math when I'm around him. So $1,000 provides 3, I'm going to give you some ideas, some things to sort of wrap your head around as you think about being generous with your money, about what it might do. $1,000 through BCS provides 3 young adults the opportunity to receive professional job credentialing. So that basically takes young adults, 3 of them, and puts them on the path to employment. I love this. The BCS mobile shower bus will housing insecure clients to operate for an entire week. So $1,000 gets that bus working. I know, honey, you want it to come to our house. I promise I'm going to get better about showering when the pandemic's over. 5 rooftop experiential workshop to classrooms of students to learn about agriculture and food. Because as my mother-in-law was saying, it's not just about solving the problem right now, it's about solving it for the long term. And finally, $1,000 will provide 40 students with online tutoring support to help students and parents. Oh my God, the online school. Dear God. Yes, please. Everybody needs help. Teachers are superheroes. Parents should not be teachers unless they're actually qualified. So let's please help the parents and the teachers and help the parents not be teachers. Okay, so at $1,000, here's how it's going to work. If you raise your hand, I do have a bunch of new friends in the room. So if you do raise your hand and want to give generously, please keep it up or keep it to the side or do something funny until one of my new friends with a clipboard comes to see you. Oh, and I would like to announce on behalf of my husband and myself that we will be giving $1,000. Sweetie, the timing on that was not what we talked about. Paddle 138, paddle 52, paddle 92, paddle 120, paddle 24, paddle 22. Wow, I really should have started at $1 million. Paddle 15, paddle 9, paddle 5, paddle 37, I see you. Oh, there, paddle 57, we will get you a better seat next year. Sorry about that. Everybody take note. Paddle 37, somebody with a clipboard. Okay. Wow. I didn't even count how many that was, so let's pretend it was $1 million. Did everybody feel good about that? By the way, just to be clear, yes, let's all applaud. Yes, that's incredible. I didn't write any of that down. I have no idea how many of you that just was. Like I said, I'm a little rusty. Just to be clear, there is no actual time limit on this. If you come tomorrow and want to give us $1,000, we will happily take it. But for now, we'll do it for the room. Okay. We are dropping down to our next level, $500. This $500 can help bridge the digital divide by providing an entire family with a laptop and internet hotspot. $500 also provides hotspot internet connectivity to a household for an entire year. So we all know the digital age. I love talking about preparing our children for the digital age. Our children are very prepared right now. I can tell you they are over-prepared. $500, this is our digital resources level. $500. I have, wow, okay. 145, 134, 24, 133, 135, 137, 152, 19, 13, 40. Yes, please applaud. This is our most popular level. 88, 48, 75. I see you. 88, 48, 75. I said that one. 145 up here. Is that everybody? He just needs more wine. 152. Are we all done? Okay, thank you for digital access to multiple families. Okay, 2 more levels. You're running out of chances. $250. $250 can provide a BCS student with a smartphone to access virtual counseling sessions. So just think about that for a second. Imagine having counseling sessions at your fingertips for the people who are the most vulnerable. Provides up to 3 students with a full lesson-based STEAM curriculum project. $250 also provides bedding and other housewares to a shelter resident when they transition into permanent housing, right? Because it's not just about the day, it's about what happens next week. So $250, here we go. Paddles in the air. All right. Oh, I love this room. Wait, you're blank, but we know you. So yeah, we'll take her money anyway. 91, 45, 44, 123, 124, 79, 125, 136, 23, 148, 147, 16. I see you in the back. We need to get her a better table too. Next year, we're gonna put everybody in the front row. Does anybody have one that I didn't yell out? No, it looks like you're all busy giving your 4-digit American Express pin. Yes. 4 digits, right? I'm right? Yeah, I know. Oh, trust me, I know credit cards. Yeah. All right. Guys, if we keep going this well, I'm not going to dance like the kids. So we're doing really well. 137, did we get them? All right. This is it. We're up to our last level, $100. This is where I'm really obnoxious and say the thing that I just want to say, which is that if you are a guest of someone this evening who's invited you out of your home to put on real pants and stretch your voice and see what the inside of a men's room looks like, that giving to a cause that they believe in and that your host obviously is so committed to is one of the best ways to say thank you. So at $100, this will provide a family of 4 with a full bag of groceries at the BCS food distribution programs, as well as $100 also provides essential school supplies for 2 children starting school this fall. So I can't think of any better reason. Here we go, $100. This is it. Paddle 1, paddle 103, paddle 95. Yes, please keep clapping. Paddle 21 right up here. Paddle 69. Paddle 47, the best dressed man in the room. Yes. He's going to do my job next year. Yeah, I know, I can tell. Yeah. Oh, and 28. Oh, that's $200. The school supplies with the math. Yeah. All right, did I get everybody at $100? Oh, wait, I forgot one more. Connie, $100 on your behalf from your chickens. My husband and I got chickens. It was a pandemic. We were desperate. So $100 from the Christensen family from the chickens. Did I get that one in the back? All right, are we all done? All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being my most friendly audience. And if anybody wants to come up later and give me a really big check, I'll tell you lots of stories about Connie. Good night.
Yeah, don't let me stop the good times from rolling. If anybody else, follow that woman with the blue dress if you got a check in your pocket that's just burning a hole there. But thank you so much. And now to introduce the final honoree of the evening, I'm going to ask Janelle back to the stage.
How y'all doing? I don't want to slow you down. If somebody really wants to hand up a paddle, I will shout out your number and we'll send someone right over. I'm just saying, if you felt like you missed anything. But right now, earlier and all through tonight, we've been talking about the experience and vision to meet this moment. Our next honoree exemplifies our theme for tonight, Nicole Hannah Jones. Keep it up. She deserves it. Nicole is an investigative journalist known for her coverage of civil rights in the United States. Her landmark portfolio of reporting works to dismantle the inequitable systems that perpetuate the widening wealth, education, and opportunity gaps that we experience in this moment. In April 2015, she became a staff writer for the New York Times. And in 2017, she was awarded the MacArthur Fellowship. And in 2020, she won the Pulitzer Prize for her commentary for the work on the 1619 Project. Yes. Ms. Hannah Jones, currently a Brooklynite. Yes. So among other things, she knows where she should be living. She is the inaugural Knight Chair of Race in Journalism at Howard University School of Communications. where she will soon found the Center for Journalism and Democracy. We are so inspired by Ms. Jones' efforts to ensure that society, particularly youth, learn from the lessons that the past reveals to us. Her work is not only relevant, but vital to achieving the social justice mission of BCS and for igniting change in America. And for that, it is my absolute pleasure and privilege and honor to introduce to you our Civil Rights Leadership honoree, Ms. Nicole Hannah Jones.
Thank you. Good evening. That's not a very Brooklyn good evening. I'm gonna need y'all to try it one more time. I know you have to be as happy as I am to be out of the house and wearing actual shoes, so please. Thank you so much, Janelle. I also want to thank the other honorees, Connie and Stephanie, and I guess American Express for my Delta Sky Miles extra points. Thank you. I also want to thank all the invisible hands that make these spaces for us so nice, the people who prepare the rooms, clean the rooms, cook the food. I descend from those invisible hands. My grandmother was a sharecropper who came up north and did Black women's work in the north, which unfortunately was cleaning white people's houses and being a janitor. And she was those invisible hands that made everything nice for everyone else, but never seemed to get the credit for it. So thank you everyone who made this nice for us. It's so exciting to be honored by a Brooklyn organization. I was raised in Iowa, but I swear to God, I was a Brooklynite in a past life. I've never felt more home in any community than I felt here. I've raised my daughter here since she was 1 year old. And we are deeply invested in our community and in our public schools and our neighborhood public schools. It's a strange thing to get an honor like this from an organization like this because I just write. BCS does the real work in our communities. BCS does the work that helps us to live up to our highest ideals of our communities, that understands that each of us is worthy and valuable. We just haven't all received the same opportunities. So my work is easy. The work that BCS does is hard. And I thank everyone who gave something, no matter what it was, to help this organization to continue to work for those of us in our community who just need a little extra help and a chance. You know, Janelle said that our democracy is imperiled, and I don't want to be hyperbolic, but as someone who is a astute student of history, we are in an unparalleled time in my lifetime. We may think that we're in a safe state because of who is leading our state. But there are no safe states in a country that is being split by one party that does not fundamentally believe in democracy. So we have to understand that we may feel like we are in a safe state, but if any of our fellow citizens' rights are being imperiled, then all of our rights are being imperiled. I do my work because not that I think I want to destroy our country, which some of my detractors accuse me of, but because I actually want us to build the country of our highest ideals. I believe that we can live up to those founding ideals. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, endowed by our Creator with inalienable rights. The men who wrote those words did not believe that they applied to 1/5 of the population. But the Black people who read those words did believe that those words applied to each and every one of us. And it's our job to fight every day to make those words true. So when you think about the states that are legislating against the 1619 Project, that are trying to prohibit our children from learning a more accurate accounting of this nation's history so that we can more adequately understand the country we live in and what we are all charged to do. It's not incidental that the same states that are legislating against the 1619 Project, against teaching the true racial history of this country, are also passing voter suppression laws. They're also passing laws against women's reproductive rights. They're also passing laws to make it hard for people to earn a livable wage. These things are connected. Narrative is what drives policy. And if you control the narrative, then you allow us to accept passing policy that hurts our fellow citizens. So I appreciate this honor tonight, but I hope that all of us will take away from this a charge. Don't just fight if you feel that your personal lives are at stake. You have to fight for all of us, because if any of us are struggling, then none of us are free. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those powerful words and the call to action, Nicole Hannah-Jones. Yes. And now, to close out the evening, I'm going to once again bring to the stage the BCS Board of Directors Chair, Sean. Get on up here. Thank you. Sean Austin.
All right. Good evening again, everyone. I think it's been a fantastic night. Hope you think so also. This night demonstrates to me just how prepared we are because of you to take on the work that we plan as an agency, to any and all challenges that come our way. To our honorees, I'm so impressed with how you've stewarded your personal and professional gifts in the service of others. Your partnership with BCS empowers us to achieve our mission. To our sponsors, thank you for being the how behind what we do. This night and our important work would not be possible without you. And to our guests and contributors, thank you all so much for being here with us tonight and investing in our mission. Whether you're attending online or in person, your presence at this year's Human Spirit Awards means so much to us. I'm proud to be a part of BCS, to be the board chair, and to be working with you. With your participation tonight, you've demonstrated that while there are so many challenges in the world today, there's hope and support to make positive change for a better future. Special thanks to the staff to work hard tonight to make this possible. Alba Rodriguez, Isabella Senzamichi, and Karen Buck. Thank you all, and have a good night.
Thank you again for participating from the comfort of your own home. It's been incredible to hear our honorees, Constance Christensen, American Express, Stephanie Batten-Bland, Nicole Hannah-Jones, as well as enjoying the performance of our Farragut dance troupe. Wasn't that incredible, Rose?
That was awesome. Oh my God. Thank you so much again, everyone, for joining us on the live stream. This is your time. This is your opportunity. If you have not made a donation, this is your time. We are not leaving until all of you had the chance to make a donation. We start at $500, $400, whatever you can give to support this cause. We are waiting for you to make a great donation to BCS. We thank you again for your time and for this opportunity and your generous support of BCS.
I hope you enjoyed tonight's program, and on behalf of the board of directors and the entire BCS, thank you. And good night.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Bye-bye.